Everything looks good. My new flip box. See, that's where the kingpin is now. Now we can go through a scale and check out my weight. So here's my old ticket with a gooseneck as far as I could go, but now I got I see that's my right side tank, just over half. Like here I was full, so I had 11,640 on the steer, 60,380 pounds on the pusher and drives, and 60,480 on the trailer for the gross of 132,500. So let's see how this flip box and this new position changed that. Want to check to see how low the hydraulic hose drops on turns. Interesting position for a scale. And this guy's right there. first way.
Truck number?
305.
Thank you, you're all set. See you inside.
Thank you. Go pay and I'll bring back the receipt. I need to drop the trailer. Okay, and I got my ticket, so just wanted to show you guys. So before, the kingpin was here. See where it's clean? So I moved it from there to here, just over 1 foot. And see what happened. So 1 foot. PTO off. Okay, so once again, this is the old one. 132.5 was my gross, 11.6 steers, 60.3 was pusher and drives, and 60.4 was the trailer. And then I moved the kingpin by probably 14 inches forward, and this happened. And now I have less fuel, but the flip box added about 550 pounds to my gross weight, so whatever I lost in fuel, I gained in total mass. But check this out. You see how much weight went from the pusher and drives? It was 60,000, now it's 55. So just that 14 inches, it moved 5,000 pounds somewhere. Or that's what's interesting. So it did not go all the way forward. Check this out. That's the old one over there. So look how much was on the trailer. On the trailer was 60,000, right? Now on the trailer we have 62,000. So because of this long gooseneck, 2,000 went on the trailer, which is good because it was too light for 4 axles anyway. Just 500 over. So now we have 62 on the trailer. And now we are legal on the drives, and we're good on the steer because my axle is 20,000 pounds. See? I love this. And that's why sorry, I'm recording with a smartphone because my GoPro just died over there. And that's the purpose of this gooseneck extension. This is like, you know, sky acrobatics already. It's allows you to fine-tune your weights on axles, but that's why you need this probably after like 75,000-80,000 pounds, you know, when you're heavy. Otherwise one of your axles will be overloaded without this gooseneck extension. Okay, boys and girls, we're trying something new. I don't know how long it will last, but I used a permanent mount to attach a GoPro, like, you know, that quick disconnect. So now we'll have this angle, and I try to find a spot where it's, you know, level, because that thing, it's for level surface, and my dashboard is like, and this way now it sits just left of my tablet, and I just crossed the border into Canada, and it's very cold, and I lost my strap. Like, the trailer was so low, you know, going over the bridge, and this is not the first time it happens. You know, when I put the strap, the trap that was holding my boards, you know, those oak outrigger boards, and it was a flat hook, and it was sitting underneath under the frame. Ontario, Canada looks like in April. Nasty looking sky, pretty cold. And far in the distance there's the guy was moving a rock truck, oversized. It's probably the same weight as me, and all these guys are from Quebec. I see the plates are Quebec license plates. Okay, this guy is light, but that guy, and he had a 4-axle truck, and it looked like a tri-drive, you know, because all the wheels were like 4 wheels per tire, per axle, and they were all the same size. And he had the same trailer as me, 3 axles plus 1. So I don't know, how is he going into Quebec? He's probably stopping somewhere before Quebec and adding some Jeeps, I would think. I don't know. Oh, and then one more thing I wanted to mention. A buddy of mine called after I paid 75 bucks US to the shop to flip down the extension on the gooseneck, and he says, next time don't pay anybody, you can do it yourself. And I said, really, how you do it? And he explained to me that basically all you need is a couple of timbers, drop them on the ground, and then you lower your gooseneck as low as possible to the ground, and then he says you just use your own strength and you just flip it down on the timbers, and he says this will not damage it because timbers are more or less soft, right? And this is metal, so metal just hits timbers, and then you use your hydraulics and just raise the gooseneck, and so then the box will go down and you just put in your pins, you know. But it's too much work, I don't know, like to take out that kingpin, you know, like, I mean, if I were to do it each time, I don't want to do it. Disconnect all the hoses, you know. I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna keep it flipped down. But the flip axle, I don't know. So it's 3,000 extra pounds, and even on this trip, well, it was a bit useful because I was over 60,000 on the back, right? I was 60,500, and now I'm 62. And so when you're over 60, you're supposed to, you know, to have another axle. But I think my next plan is, my next upgrade will be to install the equalizer valve on the pusher axle, so that the pressure is the same, like pusher and suspension. It will have one right height control. As soon as I drop it, that's it. I cannot adjust the pressure. It will adjust automatically, splitting the pressure between the 3 axles. And this way I can calibrate my right way gauge with 3 axles down, you know. So it'll give me a very nice accurate weight when I'm loaded. And then I'm gonna calibrate it for the 3 axles without the flip, so I know when to use the flip. So let's say if I load and I check my weight with 3 axles down and it says, you know, 70,000 pounds, then I know that I gotta put the flip down, and it's the same 70,000 just divided by 4 now, right? So it's very useful, except now it does not work very well because the pusher has its own control, you know. And so that's gonna be my first upgrade. I already have like the little booklet from the Challen Watson, the axle manufacturer who made my pusher, and they sent me the part number. They say I don't think it's should be too expensive, maybe a couple $100 for the part, and then I have to find a shop to install it. Like, it's just extra valve that goes in the suspension, you know. And then this will be very useful, the right way gauge. So that's upgrade number 1 coming up. And upgrade number 2, so hopefully, I don't know, by the end of the year, if I save the money somehow, but I want to get that spreader bar. But people are telling me they're like, you know, 25,000-30,000 bucks just for that piece of metal, because, you know, if this flip box was 3,200 US and it's 23 inches long with no suspension, you know, no cylinders, right, just a piece of metal. But that spreader, it's much more sophisticated, and it's steerable. I like that. Like, there's a pin there you can remove, and it becomes it turns your flip into a steerable axle, you know. So I want to get that, and then I can maximize my trailer capacity and come close to 160,000 pounds gross. So 160 minus 53 now, so that's 107. And then the bar, that spreader thing, will add probably, I'm thinking, I don't know, 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds. So 107 minus 2, 105. So basically, I'll probably be able to do, you know, just under 105,000 pounds weight. That's already pretty heavy, you know. Like, the heaviest I did now was 92. If I can get to 100,000, that's already pretty good.